If you're not cooking your prawns this way, you're missing out big time. Flies at a barbecue. Now that should be illegal. Seriously, how good does that look? And the flavour coming from these is absolutely incredible. Hi, I'm Schuey, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these super tasty spicy prawns. Hang on tight because this recipe is quick and there's some prep to do. So just sit back, grab a drink or two and let's get into it. Today I'm going to be using a 57cm Weber kettle and I'm going to be pairing it up with some charcoal baskets because I want to be roasting at temperatures around 200 to 220 degrees Celsius today. So how I'll do that is I'll 3/4 fill a chimney starter with briquettes and I'll light them up. And once they're fully ashed over, I'll grab my 2 charcoal baskets, place them in the center of the charcoal grill, and I'm going to add that lit charcoal to them. And then using a pair of tongs, I'm just going to separate the baskets to the outer edge of the charcoal grate, and I'll put the grill back on. And next up, I have a sizzle plate. And if you've never seen one, they're used for serving food up on this cast iron plate that sits on the wooden tray. And when served up to you, you can hear your food sizzling away. Hence the name Sizzle Plate. You will cook your food to just under what is needed because it's going to keep cooking on that hot sizzle plate. So just place the cast iron plate between the 2 charcoal baskets and pop the lid back on, making sure all the vents are wide open, and we're going to give that about 10 minutes to warm up. Now I'm not monitoring the Weber's temp today. Near enough is good enough. Stress less, cook more. Now for this recipe, we're going to need some medium to large prawns. And we're going to remove the shell, including the tail. Why people leave that tail section on baffles me. Yeah, it looks nice, but I don't want to be shelling my own prawns at the dinner table. And now just slice down the back because we need to remove that digestive tract. And you'll generally see it looks a black in colour. Sometimes it's clear. If it's black, it's got grit in it. We need to remove it regardless. Now just pop these into a foil tray and then just add some melted butter, some brown sugar and some hot sauce. Now by all means, add your favourite hot sauce. I'm using this Mama Melisse hot sauce. I love the fruity taste and the good chili kick that you get afterwards. Aussie owned and operated, and I know the recipe is at least 100 years old, so it must be good. So if you can find it, try some. And I know Gippsland Premium Meats out at Berwick do stock it. And just finish that off with a little pinch of salt and some pepper. Give that a good stir and cover it with foil. Now I'm sure some of you already pre-liked this video. Cheers for that. It's time for some veggies now. So you just need to julienne some red capsicum and spring onion and add it to a foil tray. And for those that don't know, julienne just means cut thinly. We'll top that off with a bit of olive oil, some crushed garlic and ginger, a pinch of salt and pepper, and give that all a good mix up, and just add 1 tablespoon of warm water and cover with foil. The ginger and garlic really adds a super tasty punch to these veggies. Now for some rice, and to make the perfect fluffy rice, there is a formula. That's 1 part rice to 1.5 parts liquid. But firstly, you want to strain your rice with water just to get all the dust off it, and then add the rice to a foil container. And to that I'm adding some warm chicken stock and some lemon zest, crushed garlic and some chives. I'll also add a pinch of salt and pepper, and I'll give that a good stir and cover that with foil. Now using this 1 to 1.5 rice formula, you'll always have perfect rice. You're welcome. Now we can just place everything into the Weber. Using a heat-proof glove, just spin that hot plate around. We'll put the prawns on top of that, veggies at the other end, and rice at this end. And I'll put the lid back on, and I'm going to set a timer for 8 minutes. If you don't have a sizzle plate, just cook everything for 10 minutes. Today, I'm roasting at temps of 200 to 220 degrees Celsius, and all up, the cook's only going to take 8 minutes. Or, for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 1 beer cook. I know, another 1 beer cook. I'm sorry. Time's up, so we can remove everything from the Weber now. Now, I thought I was pretty good today. I contained myself throughout the whole video. I didn't once say, throw another shrimp on the barbie. Now, just remember that this sizzle plate is going to be extremely hot. So use some heat-proof gloves to get it out. So we're going to place some of this perfectly cooked rice into the center of the dish. And then on one end, we're going to put some of the vegetables. You can hear that sizzling away. That's how hot that plate gets. This smells incredible. And finally, the hero of the dish, our prawns. How freaking good does that look? We all knew I was going to say it. They're that good, they should be illegal. As always, cheers, thanks for watching.